You ever feel like you're always thinking, but never really finding answers? Like your mind just doesn't stop. You replay conversations, you overanalyze decisions, you think about what you said, what you should have said, what might happen next, and at first, it feels like you're being careful, like you're trying to understand things better, make better choices, avoid mistakes. But over time, it starts to feel different, because you're not just thinking anymore, you're stuck in it, like your mind is running in circles, and no matter how much you think, you don't feel clearer, you just feel more exhausted. And the strange part is, you know it's not helping, you know overthinking doesn't solve anything, but you still do it. Almost automatically, like you can't turn it off, and that's where frustration starts. Because now, it's not just thinking, it's something that controls you, and you start asking yourself, why can't I just stop thinking so much? And that question matters, because it points to something deeper. Overthinking isn't just about having too many thoughts, it's about what those thoughts are trying to do. Because your mind isn't random, it's trying to protect you. From making the wrong decision, from saying the wrong thing, from feeling regret. So, it keeps analyzing, keeps replaying, keeps searching for certainty. But here's the problem. Life doesn't give you that level of certainty, and when your mind tries to find it, it gets stuck. Because there's always another what. What if I chose wrong? What if I mess this up? What if this doesn't work out? And those questions don't have clear answers. So your mind keeps going, trying to solve something that can't be fully solved. And that's why overthinking feels endless. Because it's not designed to stop. It's designed to keep you safe, even if it makes you feel stuck. And the more you rely on it, the stronger it gets. Because every time you overthink, your brain learns something. It learns that thinking more feels like control, even if it's not. So next time something uncertain happens, it does the same thing. It goes into overdrive, trying to figure everything out. And that creates a pattern where your first response to uncertainty is overthinking. Instead of trusting yourself, you analyze yourself. Instead of making a decision, you question it. And over time, that starts affecting your confidence. Because when you constantly second-guess yourself, you stop trusting your own judgment. Even in simple situations, you hesitate more. You doubt more. You feel less certain. And that makes everything feel harder. Because now, it's not just big decisions. It's everything. And that can be exhausting. Because your mind never really rests. Even when you're not doing anything, you're thinking, replaying, analyzing, and that kind of mental activity drains your energy. Not physically, but mentally, emotionally. And that's why you can feel tired even when you haven't done much. Because thinking takes energy, especially when it's constant. And here's the part most people don't realize. Overthinking isn't actually about thinking too much. It's about not trusting yourself enough. Because when you trust yourself, you don't need to analyze everything. You make a decision, and you move forward. But when that trust isn't there, your mind tries to compensate. By thinking more, by analyzing more, by trying to predict everything. And that's where it gets stuck. Because no amount of thinking can replace trust. And that's why it never feels enough. No matter how much you analyze, there's always more to think about. More possibilities. More outcomes. More uncertainty. And your mind keeps chasing it. Trying to find that perfect answer. That perfect decision. That perfect moment where everything feels clear. But that moment rarely comes. Because clarity doesn't come from thinking more. It comes from deciding. From taking action. from experiencing the result. And that's what overthinking prevents. It keeps you in your head, instead of in your life, and that creates distance between you and your actual experience. Because while you're thinking about life, you're not fully living it. You're observing it, analyzing it, trying to control it, but not actually experiencing it. And over time, that can make you feel disconnected, like you're not fully present, like you're always slightly removed from what's happening. And that's not because something is wrong with you, it's because your mind is overloaded, trying to do too much, trying to control things it can't control. And the solution isn't to stop thinking completely. That's not realistic. The solution is to change your relationship with your thoughts. To realize that not every thought needs attention. Not every possibility needs to be explored. Not every what if needs an answer. Because thoughts are just that. Thoughts. They're not instructions. They're not facts. They're possibilities. And when you treat them like possibilities, instead of truths, they lose their power. You start noticing them, without getting stuck in them. You let them pass, instead of chasing them. And that creates space. Space in your mind. Space in your energy. Space in your life. And in that space, something important happens. You start reconnecting with yourself. Not the version of you that overthinks everything, but the version that trusts, that decides, that moves forward, even without perfect clarity. And yeah, that might feel uncomfortable at first, because it means letting go of control, letting go of certainty, letting go of the idea that you need to figure everything out before you act. But over time, it feels freeing. Because you realize something simple. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to be willing to move forward and trust that you'll handle whatever comes next. And that kind of trust changes everything. Because now, you're not stuck in your head anymore. You're in your life, experiencing it, learning from it, growing through it, instead of analyzing it from a distance. And if you've been overthinking a lot lately, if your mind feels like it just won't stop, I want you to hear this. You're not broken. Your mind is just trying to protect you. But you don't need that level of protection. You're capable of handling uncertainty. You're capable of making decisions. You're capable of figuring things out as you go. And the more you remind yourself of that, the quieter your mind becomes. Not instantly, but gradually, until one day you notice something different. You're thinking less. Not because you forced it, but because you don't need it as much. And that's when you realize peace isn't about having no thoughts. It's about not being controlled by them. And if this hits something in you, if you've been stuck in your head lately, just know you're not alone. A lot of people are going through this. They just don't talk about it. So, if this resonated with you, drop A in the comments. And if you want more videos like this, the kind that actually help you understand your mind, make sure you subscribe. Because the more you understand your thoughts, the less they control you. And that changes everything.